So you want to get the steel set of fashion drafting rulers. It's just easier that way. This is very weak. It feels like it's going to be a great choice, right? You get it. I have a lot of quilting rulers that are similarly made. What the problem is right up here, the neck of the design breaks. It is weak because you use it so much. And if it's, used over time, it just gets weaker and weaker and weaker. And that's the first thing to break. And that's kind of the whole reason you have this ruler, right? You want the curves, you want the armholes, you want the leg holes. That's kind of the whole point. So if it doesn't stick together, then it's not a reason to purchase it. So just because it's $17 does not mean it's a good $17 to spend. Go ahead, get your money up, get the steel versions. You can get them on Amazon. I've got links on my resources page. But this one, don't do it. Just don't do it. I don't care if it's cheap. Don't do it. I promise you. I promise you. Now this one I love. I definitely love tables like this. It's a sewing table with kind of nothing underneath, which is great for storage. In my case, I like to stack up other machines. I've got, kind of like a drawer of like just notions under one of my machines that has the same table. And it's nice because when it drops down, you can put a domestic sewing machine in it, like we talked about before, and that way your fabric moves smoothly through instead of having it sit above and you have to kind of hunch over and that kind of a thing. It does give you the feel of being a little bit more professional, having your kind of industrial setup, but it allows you to have a domestic machine or serger just right there that you can have the fabric go flush over it. I love that it drops down, or you can have it sit up a little higher, and it's got ample space, definitely super handy. If it doesn't come with a measuring tape or measuring portion on the front, definitely get one that does, or just mark it yourself with a permanent marker. The previous one is in contrast to setups like this. I've found that when you get kind of the multi version of things, you never use the multi uses it has. So get what you're going to use and save yourself the money. The difference between the two is like the one previously is like 100, 120. This is more like 300. And it's got all these kind of bells and whistles. And it's just one of those things that you're only going to use it for one or two purposes. So why do we have all this extra fluff? And, also those wheels are cheap and I hate them. And of course, just for funsies, here's some fun things I made with my cheap machines. And basically you can get started with what works for you and just check Facebook Marketplace for great deals. Just make sure that you have someone in town that can take care of your machines for you, keep up with that maintenance, and you can have your career off to a great start for 2025.